everybody, welcome back to my channel. One of the things that I love to do is cook, so I'm just going to share with you some of the things that I do love to cook. And today what I'm going to share is a slow cooker meal. This time of year it is my favourite thing to do, is cook in my slow cooker, because it's cold and then when you come home the house smells lovely and it's just so nice to have a nice warm slow cooked meal. And also you don't have to stand there cooking. All I'm going to have to do tonight is cook the pasta, because we have it with pasta, and then that's it. So yeah, it is, what's the time? It's 12:30, so I'm all doing it all now to get it all on. So yeah, this is my sausage and bean melt slow cooked meal. Tastes just like the pasties in Greggs, and it is a big favourite at my house. I just buy frozen sausages from Morrisons for this. I put them in frozen and they cook perfect after about 5 or 6 hours. Okay, so then we're going to do your gravy. You can use however much you want. I just use Morrisons own beef gravy. It depends how much you use to how thick you want it, because it's going in the slow cooker and obviously the condensation is going to thin it out. I do make mine quite thick. But I do like to season, so I use salt, pepper, I put a vegetable oxo cube in, I also do a beef oxo cube. And then I put the garlic seasoning. I don't use too much garlic because my husband suffers really bad heartburn and it's garlic that does it. So we don't use too much of that. I use all-purpose seasoning. And then I normally use steak seasoning, but I don't have any at the moment, so I'm going to use New York buffalo seasoning. This is quite spicy, so I'm only going to put a little bit in. I'll mix that in. And then I add my water. With the gravy, I boil it and then I leave it for 2 minutes before I pour it in, because I find you get less lumps that way. Give it a good stir. Now you don't want to add too much water because you don't want it to be thin. As I said, the condensation is going to make it thin out anyway, so I'm just going to give it a nice stir, and it is still, it's quite thick. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get a spoon. It is quite thick gravy, and that's the perfect consistency that you want to put it in the slow cooker. Okay, so we're then going to just pour the gravy all over your sausages. And we'll give it a stir, make sure they're all covered. Okay, so next we're going to do 2 tins of beans. I use just Morrisons own beans. And then just stir those in. Okay, so that's all we need to do for now. Sometimes I add onion in, but I don't have any onions. So I'm not going to put onion in it today. That's all we do for now. And then obviously put the lid on. We put it on, it's already on low. And then just turn it on. And leave that to cook. We leave it cooking, as I said, for about 4 or 5 hours. 5 or 6 hours. Obviously, this is a sausage and bean melt, so we will be adding cheese, but I don't put that in till about an hour, hour and a half before the end, because I find that that's the perfect sort of time that the cheese needs in the slow cooker. So I'll see you guys in about 5 or 6 hours. Okay, so we're about 2.5 hours in. It smells lovely. I do wish you could smell it through the phone. But it smells delicious. The gravy's still nice and thick. Give it a little stir. Pop the lid back on. So in about an hour and a half's time, I shall pop cheese in. So it is now 4:30. I'm planning to eat at about 5:30. So I'm now going to put the cheese in. If you are anything like me and my family, we love cheese. We are cheeseaholics. So I put quite a bit of cheese in, but you just put it into taste, whatever you want. We have grated a whole block. So this is 400 grams of cheese. So we'll just give this a stir. Smells so good. Just stir the cheese in. Okay, so I've probably used about 300 grams there. And then when we dish it up, I will sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top. So we leave that to cook for another hour. So this has been cooking for about 5.5 hours now. All done. As I said, I serve it with pasta, and I'll be doing some buttered bread as well.